I'm Lady T506. Welcome to my channel. Hello everyone's. I am here for Black Lightning Season 2 Episode 11. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you returning, you a family member, you one of my peoples, welcome back. Now, I just want to start off to say that I was completely in my feelings this whole entire episode. Like, several scenes, I was like, man, should I just go ahead and fast forward through this? Because I don't think I'm going to make it. But we going to get to that. So, starting off, I want to apologize. Last week, I said that Tobias ripped out Khalil's spine and how was he moving. He didn't rip out his actual spine. It was just a prosthetic spine, and that's how he was able to move. But we see this episode, Khalil, the young man who played him did an excellent job this episode. When I tell you, I felt it. He's sitting there in the operating room, like, barely holding on. And what strength he does have, he asks Jefferson, I need Black Lightning to kill Tobias. Tobias has done a lot of evil things. Granted, I took part in, going to school and, injecting people with my little paralyzed little needle things. But Tobias is the cause of all this. He has gotten away with too many things, like shooting at me, causing me to be paralyzed, shooting at the Reverend. He's just done a lot of things. So I know where he lives at, and I know his routine. I just need you to take him out. Khalil, he's like already, he knew that he was dying, and like he was using like his last strength to just ask Jefferson, can you please take care of Tobias? Now, since season 1, Jefferson and Black Lightning have been wanting to kill Tobias because Tobias killed his father. But now, faced with the opportunity, like, should I kill him? Like, I don't really want to have that on my heart. But seeing Khalil in that situation, it was just like so heartbreaking. Like, he's done everything. He shot at me, caused me to be paralyzed, got in my head, put this prosthetic on me, made me a monster. The Reverend was shot and, hurt too. Killed your father, like, and he's up here, like, doing all these evil things with the 99 gang or whatever the game is, the 100 gang, whatever the gang is called. Tobias needs to be stopped. And you guys, I think Jennifer is going to be the one that does it. Like, her anger towards Tobias now, but we're going to get to that in a minute, was just over the top. That was one scene that I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get through this one? The second scene, Jennifer, she's seen Khalil and what he's going through and how, like, he's just hanging on for dear strength because they can't give him any medication or any anesthesia to help him because whatever that prosthetic spine, whatever that was doing to his system is counteracting what they could do for him. So he's sitting here feeling everything. So she is distraught in her feelings, crying by this car, and this woman comes up and is like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? Are you still in my car? Like, first of all, lady, she wasn't nowhere near the door to be stealing your car. She was by the doggone the hood of the car where you lift it up, look at the engine and all that stuff. No, ma'am, she wasn't trying to steal your car. So she gets on the phone, and I'm just gonna say it. She was a white woman. She got on the phone like, oh my God, I'm calling the police here. You're trying to steal my car. Police, yes. There was this African American woman, and she was trying to steal my car, and she threatened me. She's like 5'6". Now, Jennifer ain't nowhere near no 5'6". So I was like, we not fit to do this. We not fit to be out here calling the police like some black woman out here that was trying to steal your car. This broad daylight, several people were in the parking lot. Ma'am, she was not trying to steal your car. Y'all, I was already in my feelings because Khalil, and this already just like took me over the top. And Jennifer took it like, okay, you doing that? She looked around to make sure wasn't nobody looking and get her. Yeah! Blew woman's car up and walked away. And the woman was like, oh my God, what did you do? She was like, your car got hit by lightning. Maybe you should call the police on God, and just like walked off. Now, the police finally get there, and she's like, yes, I was just walking out and my car got hit by lightning. Like, oh my God, like I could have died. I'm like, man, at that point I was like, I would love if you had went to the bank earlier and you had like $5,000 in there. You had some new jewelry. You spent a whole bunch of money on this purse. I was just hoping she had a whole lot of stuff in that car. And when you do go to your insurance and try to get it paid for, I want them to see, ma'am, it was a clear, sunny day and there was no lightning in the forecast. And we're not going to pay you for your car, ma'am. I just wanted that to happen. But Jefferson walks up and was like, okay, this lightning just hit this woman's car. He knew Jennifer had to be involved. She's already in her feelings. She's not really fully under control of her powers. Like, he sees her like hiding off in the back area. Her hands still lit up because she done just lit this woman's car up. So they go off into like a little corner to make, calm her down. So, we at the church. Reverend Heaton just did this wonderful sermon about how we need to stick together and not, depend so much on the police. We need to help ourselves out. And he's dabbing himself because he done had him a good sermon. And he looks down and his blue handkerchief got like a red dot on it. And he passes out. I'm like, oh Lord, what happened? Cutter is what happened. She is sitting there in the middle of this sermon with her Sunday's best on with a gorgeous hat. I ain't gonna lie, she was dressed down, but I was still mad that she went out to the reverend like, I'm like, really? We in the church, the Lord's house, and you doing that? Like, no ma'am. So everybody like rallying around him, trying to figure out what's wrong with him. And I was like, I would have been suspicious of the person who casually walked out. Like, ma'am, where you going? That looks suspect. See, that would have been me at church like, where's she going? Pastor just fell out after doing a sermon. You ain't never seen you in church before. And you just walking out casually. See, I know just about every member of my church because my church is a little small church, but they ain't got that. That's neither here nor there. So if somebody new come in, I'm gonna spot them. And if something strange pop off and they just casually walk out, I'm gonna be like, "What's good?" So, but I'm just glad that our church has some cameras around everywhere because our church did get like robbed one time while we was in the back. But that anyway, back to the show. Yeah, Cutter, she on another rampage again. Outfit, she was dressed down, but I was still mad at her. So Jefferson and Jennifer, they're in a closet and he's trying to like absorb her powers, but he can't absorb all of it. She has too much energy going on for him to, take it in. Like he's like, I can't take no more. I'm messing around and die trying to save you. So Maxine Shaw, attorney at law, she pops up. I don't know how she works, but we're going to figure it out some more. But she comes to help Jennifer out. And Jennifer, she's in a meditation pose. And she's like, okay, just calm down. Feel yourself calming as you slowly come to the ground. And she was looking really pretty, all glowing and everything in her little meditation pose as she slowly came down. It's like, good for you, Maxine Shaw, attorney at law. I refuse to call her Parita. She is Maxine Shaw, attorney at law. So Jefferson takes Deputy Henderson to Gamby's shop. Now, remember, everybody think Gamby dead. The only people that know that Gamby's alive is the Pierce family. So Jefferson is like, okay, you didn't kind of sort of forgiving me for not telling you that I'm black lighted. Okay. So I need to be honest with you. And we need to work together with some things. So they go to Gamby's shop. He pulls like a little thing out, types in the code, and they scans his eye. And then it's like, oh snap, like what is going on here? The door just moved out the way. But I was like, shouldn't y'all like close the curtains of the shop so nobody would be walking by seeing this? That's how I was just wondering. But anyways, so they go downstairs and he sees Gamby and he's like, man, like what else are y'all hiding from me? Is doggone it Lady Eve down here? Joey Toledo? Amelia Earhart? Jimmy Hoffa, is he down here too? Like what's good? Like, yeah, you supposed to be dead. Like, no, y'all have all the arsenals of weapons, all this technology, and then you gave me this flip phone from the early 2000s to contact you. You couldn't have gave me some better device than this. He's like, we old school down here. He's like, y'all cheap down here. But Gamby lets him know that the Reverend was poisoned. His people let him know that it was a toxin in his blood, and Henderson is like, hold up, it takes my people like 3 weeks to get that done. And Gamby knows some people. And he's like, oh, is that right? Like, yes, that's right. Gamby is that man. Gamby is just not a tailor out here. He is a tailor, but he is more than just a tailor. So, But Gammy lets him know that something big is about to happen. He didn't halfway killed Khalil. He done doggone and made the Reverend have a heart attack. He's trying to get rid of people that know too much. And something big is about to go down. So Detective Henderson goes over to Tobias' house and he has like a little camera on him. Now I was like, this is what I need from these shows when like you had somebody wearing a wire. Even though I saw that it was visible and it was a button on his tie that didn't make sense, he still went into Tobias' house and like was able to scan the room so Gambit could see what was going on. See, this is what I need from my shows. This was realistic. Like the whole wire up under the shirt, that is so 1980s, 1990s. We're not doing that more. Technology has evolved. So I just wish the shows would do that. But anyways. What is it? Jennifer tells Lynn that she can see inside Khalil's body. And his electrical impulses are weakened. They're supposed to be strong and they're not. And she can see and feel him dying. And I was like, oh my goodness. Because when she first was scanning at his body, I thought she was like, okay, I can see what's going on. And maybe I can kind of touch him and get things going again. But when she tells this to Lynn, Lynn was like, you cannot control your powers. That's one thing. And two, that might not be the best thing to do. So like maybe we can put him in the pods. Like, they can't really do that because whatever is that he has in his body from the prosthetic spine would interfere and counteract with the anesthesia that they need. But she was like, okay, put him in the pod. We can't really do that. But Lynn, she comes back and she was like, look here, I am here under the orders of the ASA. And I have custody of all things that goes on with Khalil's body. So we're going to see if we can, put him in stasis so that he can be in one of the pods. And the doctor, she's not really trying to feel that because, like, your, study is, like, experimental at that time. And I'm not putting my name on the line for that. And you've lost some patients. Now, granted, they was patients under Lynn's, watch, but that was old crazy Dr. Jace. That ain't had nothing to do with Lynn. But Lynn was like, look here, I have permission from Khalil's mother and I have, paperwork from the ASA. And if you refuse to let me help Khalil, well, his mama is going to sue the hospital and sue you and you're going to end up homeless. Do you really want that, boo-boo? I didn't think so. Move out my way. I was like, yes, Lynn, go ahead and do it. So, where we at? Tobias realizes him and Ty like broke into like where Lynn was working on the Pie Peoples and we see Dr. Jace. Okay, now we got to find out where Dr. Jace is. And I was like, I don't like Todd. I liked him that first episode when he seemed like he had a little bit of sense, but when he was standing up to Tobias, but now he's kind of like feeling himself, and I'm not really feeling him right now. I don't see, like, you've seen all the things that Tobias has done once he feels he has no use for you. So why are you still there, young man? But anyways, he pays off some security guard, and my only thing was, like, security guard man, like, if they find out that you helped him slip Dr. Jace out of this security prison, you going to jail, man. Like, all the money they gave you is not going to help. I apologize. That's my husband over there listening to something on his tablet. But anyways, Todd comes in. It's like, hey, whoop, my name is Todd. We're going to break you out for a minute. And he, like, deactivates her little tracker thing that's on her leg and then makes a hologram of her where it looks like she's just sitting there reading a book. So I was like, okay, security guard, it don't look too good for you. You're going to get caught and you're going to be in jail. And you ain't even going to be able to spend none of that money that they gave you. But we find out that Dr. Jace, she is responsible for the serum that Tobias has that he been using for the last 30 years where he hasn't aged. She's taking the same serum too, but like, we got these two crazy foods together. They finna be wrecking all kind of hell up in the city of Freeland. I'm just going to let y'all know that right now. So, Jefferson tells Jennifer, we can't put him in stasis. His body's just not going to do that. He is dying right now, and you need to go in there and be with him. So, she goes into her safe space, and she and Khalil have their prom. The prom that he will never go through. And y'all, I almost cried. So I was like, hoping that some minute she would just touch Khalil's body, and he would have, like, all his, like, wires would have, like, came back together, and she was just sitting there hugging him while they at their prom, and he was like, am I dead? She's like, no, not yet. Yeah, I'm about to cry just thinking about that. I'm a big baby when it comes to some shows, but it was there. So then finally, like, he disappears, and, like, they're in the room, and his breathing just got lower and lower, then he just flatlined, y'all. I was like, no, not Khalil. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I was all in my feelings when that happened. I was like, no. Jennifer, she's broke up. His mama's broken up. You know, the whole family is there. Jen don't know what to do with herself. I was like, Jen, she gonna kill Tobias. I predict that right now, Jen is going to kill Tobias. Her revenge and anger is going to be, and she ain't going to be able to control herself. She going to kill Tobias. I just see that right now. But lastly, we see Tobias, Dr. J's Cutter and Todd breaking into the clinic and finding the old pod people. So y'all, that was the gist that went on. If I left anything out, by all means leave a comment below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It is free 99 all day, every day. If you're returning to my channel, well, welcome back. If you welcome back. If you my family members, you one of my peoples, tell your peoples to tell their peoples to come over here and be one of my peoples. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.